Good morning everyone, this is BremSter, and today I'm coming to you with a puzzle called Fog Sandwich by Tulrak. This is a puzzle that was recommended to me, and I feel like I'm doing a lot of fog puzzles at the moment, but there's a lot of fog puzzles in my queue. They're just popular right now. I've said a few myself. So, yeah, let's have a look at this one. I'm not sure I've done a fog sandwich puzzle before. Maybe I have. I'm not sure. Anyway, so I've done another. I did do a puzzle by Tulrak a while ago, and I don't even remember anything about it. Yeah, I'm recording well in advance, so let's just have a look at the puzzle. So, Fog Sandwich by Tulrak. Normal Sudoku rules apply. So in every box, in every row, and in every column, the digits 1 to 9 must be placed without repetition. Now, it's called Fog Sandwich, but the sandwich and the fog rules are the last ones mentioned in the rules as provided by the setter, which... This isn't a complaint, it's a personal preference, I suppose, but I always like to show the global constraints and the things that are impacting the grid the most first. It's like, I think I get it from teaching a board game. When you teach a board game, you don't go straight into... the first thing you want to show people is what is the goal. Hence, normal Sudoku rules is the first thing, what you must do to complete the grid. But after that, you want to then focus on the meta elements. So the next thing I would explain would be the fog rules, because the fog is the thing that's impacting the grid and potentially hiding other constraints. And if you've called it Fog Sandwich, explain the fog, then explain the sandwich, which is what I've done above. I've just reordered stuff. But the next thing explained is cells separated by an X must sum to 10, cells separated by a V must sum to 5. Now, it doesn't mention a negative constraint, so I'm assuming there isn't one. That seems to again be the new trend. Historically, anything that didn't mention a negative constraint, didn't mention that all were not necessarily given had a negative constraint. That used to be the way it was, but again, the language of Sudoku seems to be shifting. Digits along an arrow sum to the digit in the circle. Now, we can't see any circle, and I'm assuming it means that arrow's circle rather than just the circle. So I'm assuming there's not a circle somewhere in a grid. It's normal arrow rules. So I'm assuming there's a circle attached to this arrow, and the sum of the digits on the arrow will be what is in the circle for that arrow. And it means that there will be no pill-shaped arrows. Doesn't say anything about arrows not being able to cross or anything, so hopefully we won't need that. Numbers outside the grid, which this is the sandwich rule, show the sum of the digits between 1 and 9 in that row or column. So in this column there will be a 1 and a 9, and between the 1 and the 9 there will be digits summing to 8. That's what we know. In these columns where there are no clues, it could be anything. And then the grid is partially covered in fog. Placing correct digits will clear the fog from surrounding cells. So if we were to place this digit, we would reveal all of these cells, and any clues that are hidden under fog in those cells would be revealed. I'm going to restart the puzzle to restart my timer. Let's give this a shot. And once again, we're kind of going to start here. So we know that these have to be from 1, 2, 3, 4, because the only way to make 5 is 1, 4, or 2, 3. Now, this could just be a okay, so we may know a 30. So the only way, if this was 1, 4, so this 30 clue is probably doing a lot, because in order for, on this arrow, we can never put a 9 on an arrow because we know that it goes to a circle. So there's no 9 on the arrow. If a 30 clue must be at least, I could do it in 8, 7, because I can't use 9 because 9 is one of the crusts. So 8, 7, 6, 5. 8, 7 is 15, 6 and 5 is 11. So I'm at 26, 4. So I can do it in 5 cells. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could go 9, 1, put the 30 there. But what would that be then? If this was 8, 7, if this was 30, this would then be 5. Because the clues, the only digits outside, and the and that doesn't work. The only clues outside the so if an entire row of a Sudoku contains the digits 1 to 9, you add those together, you get 45. If I remove the crusts from that sum, which is going to come up a bit in this puzzle, I expect, because the 1 and the 9 aren't included in the sandwich sum, I get 35. So there is a total of 5 not included in the sandwich sum. I can never put 9 on the arrow. So if I put the 9 here and went this way with the sandwich, this would be 9, this would be 1, these would have to sum to 5, but this would be a 9, and this if this is either on the arrow or the circle of the arrow. If this is the circle of the arrow, those would sum to 5. If this is on the arrow, then I can't put a 9 there. Now, does that mean I have to put a 1 on this arrow? Because I can't put 30 there. But if I put a 1 here, I could put 30 in this direction and put a 9 over here. I think it does. Because there's no other way of doing it. I can't have the 1 on this side of the 9. Because I'd have 1, these would be 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. This would be 9, and this is broken. The 1, and that is the closest I could do. So the 1 is on this side of the 9. And again, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that can't, oh, this could be a 1. But it means that the 1 is in one of those 3 cells, and this is not 1, 4. This is 2, 3. Now this can't have a 1 on it, can't have a 2 on it, can't have a 3 on it. This is 4, 6, because that's the only way to make up a 10 clue. Now, this can't have 1, 2, 3, or 4 on it. So this can't be a 3-cell arrow, because if it was a 3-cell arrow, this would be 1, then 5, and then 7, and 1, 5, 7 is just way too, well, actually, yeah, 1, 5, 7. If this wasn't the circle of the arrow, these cells, so say this arrow continued like this, these would be at least 1, 5, 7, because I don't have, and 1, 5, and 7 is too big for a circle. So in here, I've got 1, 5 summing to, oh, well, it can't be 1, 5 summing to 6 because 6, whoops, because 6 is not, it can't be 1, 5 summing to 6 because 6 is not available. The next is 1, 7 summing to 8 or 1, 8 summing to 9. But I can't do 1, 8 summing to 9 because 1, 8 summing to 9, this would be an 8 clue. So this is 1, 7. Oh, that's cool. And this is 8. That's a really cool opening. These are now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, 5, 6, 7, 8, 5, and 9. That's a really cool opening. These are either 1, 4, or 2, 3. Now there's a 1 in one of these, because if this is 9, oh no, hang on, that's not true. 9 and 5 do sum to 13, and I could put a 1 at the other end, but could I go the other way? Could I go 9, 7, 6, 1? I don't see why I couldn't. Now, if this is the 1, no, because the only digit outside, this has to be the 1. And the reason for that is the digits outside this, the sandwich clue here, sum to 5. So if this is the 1, the furthest away I could put the 9 would be here, this would be the 7, and the 7 would be outside the sandwich clue. So this is the 1 and this is the 7. And over here, I need 2 digits, 1 or 2 digits that sum to 5. So the crust is here. I'm not going to be able to do colouring because it's a fog puzzle. Normally with sandwich clues, maybe I can, I don't know. I do colouring. So this must be at least 5 digits long, but I've got a 234 in it. 87654. Oh, no, that does work. 87654 is 30. So this could be 5. It's 5 or 6 cells long, but those must be in the sandwich. 1, 2, and this cannot be in the sandwich, and the other, there is a 9 in one of those two. Hang on, I can't put a 9 there because of the 29 clue. Because if I put a 9 there, the furthest away I could put a 1 would be one of those two, and I can't put 29 in 3 cells. That's not the 9, that's the 9. Bingo. That's that's a really nice use of that 29 clue. I now need 5. This is the crust. I need 5 outside the 30 clue. That becomes a 5. Now, this must be a 1, 2, 3, or 4, and it can't be a 4 because of the 4 here. This is a 1, 2, or a 3. Now, this could still be an extension of this arrow if this goes 5 with 1, 2, or 1, 3, and that could be a 9 maybe. So I'm not sure on that one. Now, a 29 clue is at least 4 cells. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I could put 1, 9 there, I think. So I might still be okay for that. So what do I do now? Now the 20 clue has to span these central, in here has to span these central digits. So these are not 1s and 9s. These are not 1s and 9s. It must span here, because if it doesn't span this middle, then it's here and I'd have to put 20 in the middle, or here and I'd have to put 20 in the middle, and I can't do it. So it must span this. Now in here I've got 7, 11, at least 13 already. What's that telling me? I'm not sure what that's telling me. These are 2, 3, 4, and 6. I'm not sure what that's doing either. Okay, so what am I missing here? What am I missing here? So, thing is, I don't know if this arrow continues. This arrow could finish in any of those cells, really. And it's possible it could even finish there, I think. If I go 1, 1, 2, that could be a 9. So this could go 5, 1, 2, 1, 9. Okay. It's got to be something to do with the sandwiches. And so it would make, I mean, as you can see, this could go 9, 8, 5, 1 or 9, 8, 5, 1. But it could also go 9, 7, 6, 1 or 9, 7, 6, 1. So that's not giving me anything. 27. And I don't have anything in these columns to provide anything, because 27, 28, and 29 are all doable in 4 up to, what, 6 or 7 digits? Well, hang on. How do I do them in 4? 8, 7, 6, 5 Actually, they're not doable in 4. 8765. Hang on. 8765. 8 and 7 is 15. 6, 5. No, they're not doable in 4. Because I need the 9. 8765. I just did this math and I'm terrible at it. 8 and 7 is 15. 6 and 5 is 11. Which only gets me to 26. So these must be at least 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. None of these can be 1s and 9s. So these have to be the 1 and the 9. This is the 1, this is the 4, this is the 9. That's really cool. That's basic Sudoku sandwich logic that I did not use. This is not a 1 anymore, which severely restricts this arrow. This is an X clue. Well, these are restricted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So if this is a 2, this is an 8. 3 makes this 7, 6 makes this 4. But this can't be 4, so this can't be 6. So this is a 2 or a 3. Now this arrow must, absolutely must do that or that. Oops, I'm not sure which, but it must continue. Oh, but the 9 means this is the 5 and this is the 9. Now, could this still be 6, 7 with this arrow continuing? Because if this is 6 or 7, this would have to be... Yeah, it still could, I think, because I could put a 1 here. Like if this was 1, 6, 1, 8. I think that could work. And then I could go 6, 7, hang on, but there's no, this is the 9. Oh, whoa, maybe not. Because this is crust, this is, now it may be trying to tell me this is the 1. Because if I go down now, these would have to be 6, 7, which would make this the 1. This would be 6 or 7. If it was 6, this would have to be 7, which doesn't work. And if it's 6, if it's, oh, hang on. If this was 7, 6, this could be 8. And I can't disprove that. So 7, 6, 1 still works. But I do know the 1 is in one of those two now. And this could be 1, 7, 8. This is either really low or at least 7. These are all green, by the way. These are all green because they see 1 and 9. So there's a 1 in one of those two. So this is at least a 4. It's not a 4. This is a 6, a 7, or an 8. It sees 1, it sees 2, 3, it sees 4, it sees 5. This is at least 6, 7, 8. So this is 7, 8, or 9, and it can't be 9. So this can't be 8 because this has to grow. 6 or 7, 7 or 8. I'm still struggling. I feel that 13 clue should be resolvable, but I can't see how to disprove 7, 6, 1. Can't see how to disprove 7, 6, 1, 8. Maybe I can. If this is 7, 6, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These would be 2, 3, and 4. And that actually works. I was wondering whether I could use Sudoku to have a conflict up there, but I wouldn't. So is it the 20 in column 2? I know it has to span... If this was 7, 6, 1, 8, this would have to be the 9, because I couldn't have the 8, 7, 4, and 2 in the 20 clue. So this would have to be the 9. The 1 would have to be up here in order for the 20 to clue to work. Now here I've got already 13. So I would need another 7. This would have to be the 1. That's all fine. Whatever is in here is going to be a 1 or a 2. That's a 5 by Sudoku. Where is 5 in this row? It's not in any of those, it's not in those, and it's not in those, because there's a 5. That's a 5. That's a V clue now? I think that's a V clue. So this is from 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, if this was 2, 3, and this is a good example of why I don't use the default XVs. They're not as clear as the letters. If this was 2, 3, remember I have to have a 1 or a 9. But if this was 2, 3, this would be 6. So I'd have 5, 10, 16 plus 7 is 23. I would need another 5. This would have to be the 1 or the 9. 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. How would I get another 5? I would need to do it either with a 5, which I don't have, or with a 1, 4, which I don't have. This has to be 1, 4. Now, I need to make 7 outside this sandwich clue. So either 4, 3 down here, or just a 7 there. So if this is the 1, this is 4, 3, and that's a 9. I can only do 7 in 1 or 2 digits. So does that mean that has to be the 9? Can I do 7 in 3 digits? No, the only way to do 7 in 3 digits is 1, 2, 4, and I can't use the 1. So there's no way to do 7 in 2 digits. However, 2, 5 I can't use. It has to be 3, 4. And if I put the 1 here, the 4 is included. If I put the 1 here, this is the 3, 4. So the 9 absolutely has to be there. And this is either a 7 or a 3. If this is the 1, this is a 7. If this is the 1, this is 4, 3. And this is crust. That's a tricky deduction. These are all not crust. Now there's an 8 clue for this. Now an 8 can only be done in 2 cells. Or 1 or 2 cells. So it's either here with a 1 here, or here with a 1 here. These now must not be 1 or 9. Those can't be 1 or 9. So 1 is in one of those 2, which means 9 is down here. That makes sense. But the 27, I need 1 or 2 cells summing to 8 outside the clue. So either that's an 8, which it could be. Hang on, no, I can't go. Wait, why did I colour that? Oh, because it can't be a 1. So I can't go 981 here. So this can't be a single 8. That can't be a... No, it could be a 1 if this was, for example, 2, 6. So this could still be a 1, but then this would have to be 2, 6. Wait a minute. Here we go. This can't be a 1. If this is a 1, this digit plus this digit, oh, then that and that would be the same digit. And that does work. So I could, for example, go 3, 5, 5, 1. No, that could work. But 9 now is in one of those two. Because if I could have 1 here and here, but if 1 is here, then those sum to 8. If 1 is here, I could have there or there, and if 1 is there, I could have the there, and that be an 8. Can that just be an 8? No, because then this would have to be. So I can't have it here and here, but I could have it here and here, and have those sum to 8. If it's here and here, those would sum to 8. But that doesn't work either. I don't think the 1 can be here. Because if the 1 is here, those would sum to 8. But then this digit and those two digits would have to be the same. That can't be the 1. This must be the 1. That is nuts. And now the 9 being here would mean that has to be an 8, but then that would have to be the 1. So this isn't the 9, this is the 9. That's beautiful. These are now all green. I do need an 8 in here. That digit and that digit are the same. But they can be 2, 3, 5, or 6. So these digits are from 2, 3, 5, 6. But this now has to be the 1. Wait, no? No. I just made a fundamental mistake because the 8 could have gone this way. I need to roll all of that back, even though that was correct. I need to reprove that. This is a 9. Now, these absolutely can't be part of it. Correct. 1 is in one of those two. Now, the logic I did here, 9 has to be down here. Now, these need to sum to 8, but I did forget the possibility of 8 going this way. And the fog told me I was wrong, and I'm going to just roll back and ignore that, and that happens sometimes. So what I'm looking at now is I do know 9 is down here. Now, if this is a 9, this could be an 8, and then I could have the 8 going this way. That would work. If this is a 9, I would need 3 cells summing to 8. That doesn't work. I can't put the 9 there. 9, I don't think I can get this any further, though. Because I just need 1 or 2 cells outside summing to... This is green, because the 1 and the 9s are here. But I can't put the 1... No, right, here it is. It is this 13 clue. If it goes up, that's the 1. If it goes down, that's the 1. None of those cells can be 1. So the 1 has to be over here. The 8 clue must go this way. That's important. So either that is 8 or those 2 cells sum to 8. So the 1 is over here, which means down here, the 1 is down here by Sudoku, which means the 9 is in one of those two, and I have cells summing to 6 outside this. But I've got 1 digit here, so I can have at most 1 cell down here that's not in the clue. So if this was a 1, I'd be broken, because then I'd have those 3 cells that would have to sum to 6, and I can't use 1, 2, 3 because 1 is crossed. Still not getting it. But I need to put a 1 or a 2 wherever this ends up. But I can't put a 1 in any of these cells anymore. Like, all of these are green. But I can't put a 1 here because the 1 in the box is up here. So this has to be 6, 8 because I can't put a 1 here or anywhere this arrow can reach. So this is a 6 and this is an 8 and this is a 2. That's incredibly clever. The 8 means that can't be an 8. So this can't be a single cell 8 clue. It has to be a 2 cell 8 clue and that becomes the 1. Oh my lord, this is so elegantly designed. This is not the 1. This is the 1. So that's crust. This is not crust. I don't know anything about this row though. Still have the 1 down here. 9 is down here somewhere, but I don't know anything about that. But it does mean that these are green. These sum to 8. So they're 2, 6 or 3, 5. But I need digits summing to 6 outside this sandwich clue. So this oh no, I could go 9, 1 and that could be a 6. But this couldn't be a 5. If this was a 5, how would I sum to 6 outside the sandwich clue? It'd have to be 5, 1 and that doesn't work. So this can't be a 5, so this can't be a 3. And it can't be a 3 either. Because if it was a 3, I would need another digit that added to 6 and I'd have 2 3s in the column. This isn't 3, this isn't 5, this is a 2, 6 pair. Oh my lord. So now I need 2 digits outside to sum. No, it could be 9, 1 or it could be 2, 4. But this can't. This isn't the 9 anymore. Oh no, it could be. This could be 2, 4, 9, 1. Or it could be 2, 9, 1, 4. Or it could be 2, 9, 1, 6. Right, okay, no, there's still options. Now, can that be a 9? No, because that can't be a 4. So that's not a 9. So now 9 is up here, but 9 is not here. So 9 is in one of those two. And again, that's Sudoku. 9 couldn't be here because the arrow wouldn't work. So 9 can't be in those. It had to be in those 3, and that 9 sees that cell. So now this is different. Can I lock this 13 in yet? No, I could go still 7, 6, 8, 1. I know 1 is in one of those 4. One is in one of those 2. Because this can't be 1 or 9. These can't be 1 or 9. So the 27, I need digits summing to 8 outside, but I could still put an 8 there. There's no 6 here. Sudoku, that's 6. So this is the 6. This is a 7 or an 8. Which means that can't be an 8 now. So how do I do the 8 outside this 27 clue? If this is a 9, this can't be an 8 anymore, and it can't be 2, 6. So I can't do a single digit outside. Oh, actually, let's just keep resolving. This is a 3, this is a 2. Right, I need to put clues totaling 8 outside this 27 clue. This is one of them. But it can't be 1, it can't be 2, it can be 3, it can't be 4, because I can't do 4 and 4. It can be 5, it can be 6. No, it can't be 6, and it can't be 7. So this is a 3, 5. So I've either got 3, 5 here or 3, 5 here. And the 1 and the 9 is either here and here and here, or here and here. So what are the other digits? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. So this is just a 6, because it can't be part of the 3, 5. So it sees 1, 2, the 3, 5, 4, 5 in the 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, and the 9 in the clue. That's just a 6. Which puts 6 in one of those two. I'm still... I still feel column 3. And that hasn't put any pressure on this being 7, 8, 6, 1. There's got to be something to disprove that. I get the feeling that so many people will have just put a 1 in there. I could be wrong. Maybe it's just me that just sees this and goes, this is a 1. But 7, 6 down here is still possible. This 6 makes this the 2 and this the 6. Where's 8 in this row? This is, oh, the X gave me that. That's the 8, that's the 7. What is this? 1, 2, 3, 4. So these are 2, 3, and 7. There's no 2 there. But this is a 2 now, and I need 6 outside the 1 and the 9. So this is either a 4 or this is a 4. Oh, this is a 1, 4 pair, because I need to put 4 in this column, and this is 3, 5, 9. That's a 1, 4 pair. This is 3 or 7. Hang on. No, wait. This 3 makes this 7. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's just an 8. Which puts 8 in one of those two. Which still... I'm still not getting it. Okay, so what can this be? Does this have to be the circle? Because if this is 7, it has to go into this circle. And if it's 7, it can't be a 1, and it couldn't be another 2. And if it's... So this has to be the end of the circle. So it's either 5 to 7 or 8. So this is either 7 or 8. And that is the circle. So this is a 6, 9 pair. So these are all, so where's 2 in this column? 2's not there. This is the 2, so this is the 7. That did work. 7 is now in one of those 2, which means that can't be the 7 anymore. This now can't be 7, 6, 8, and it can't be 6, 7 because of that 7. So this is the one, finally. I really think a few people may have just put that in, but that 7 is what disproves it. This is a 10 clue. Well, it can never be 1, 9. It can't be 2, 8. It could be 3, 7. It could be 4, 6, but that can't be 6, so that can't be 4. Now, that makes this the 4 and this the 1, so that's your crust. This is not crust. Remember, I need digits summing 8 outside of this. So if that's the 3, 5, that can't be the 9 because then I wouldn't have 8 outside. So this is not the 9, this is the 9, and this is your 3, 5. So that is crust, this is not crust. That makes this the 6 and this the 9. So this becomes green, this becomes yellow. That does confirm 9 up here, but I already had that. One is in one of those 3, so that's green now. So what clues have I done? The 8 clue is done, the 30 clue is done, the 20 clue is not done, the 13 clue is done, the 27 clue is basically done, the 28 clue, there we go. So I needed digits totaling 7 outside. So that means this is the 1 because this is the 7. So that is crust, this is the 4. Which means that's not the 1, that's the 1. That becomes yellow, that becomes green. That means these are not 1. This is a 1. This arrow has to continue. That's going to do some work, but we'll get to that in a minute. This is now 9 by Sudoku. So these are all green. That looks up putting 9 in one of those 2. And I'm basically done for my colouring of almost everything. So if I was to say one of those 2 has to be the final yellow, I can select all of the green and make the green go away. This arrow is going to be ridiculously powerful, but let's continue looking at the clues that I've done. The 28 clue is done. The 29 clue, that is important, because if this was the 9, this would need to be a 6 and it's not, and the 1 is down here. So this has to be a 4 to make the total work, which means it is not the yellow clue. This is the yellow clue, which means that's the 9. This is not the 9. This is the 9, which reveals most of the fog. This becomes my crust clue. This becomes my nothing clue. And there is all of the crust colouring done. Now, the 29 clue is now done. The only clue I haven't done now is the 20 clue. But what I know is these 3 cells have to sum to 13. But let's do some more Sudoku maybe? What are these 3 cells? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These are 3, 5, and 7, but there's no 7 in those, so that's the 7. There's no 7 there. The 2 makes this the 3. This is a 3, 5 pair. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 2, 4, and 8. There's no 4 there. Those look up meaning that's not the 8, that's the 8. In fact, in this column, I now need to put a 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, and 7 go into those. Now, this arrow is going to be ridiculously powerful. It has to end there. These are a minimum of 2 and 3, which is 5. So this is at least 6. So this is 6 or 8 because it can't be 7 or 9. This is a 6. So these now have to sum to 5, so they're 2 and 3 because I can't use 1. Giving me a 2, 3 pair here. Are these 2, 3, 5, 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 2, 3, 5, 8. That's actually not helping. This 2, 3 pair. Well, the 6 looks up, taking 4 and 6 out of there. The 3, 7 looks down, making that the 2 and that the 3. The 2 looks across, making that the 8 and taking 8 out of those. This is now 3 or 5, giving me a 3, 5 pair. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2 and 8 go into those. The 3, 7 looks down, saying that's not the 7, that's the 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 4, 5 and 8 go into those. There's no 8 there, so 8 is in one of those two, meaning that's the 2 and that's the 8. The 2 looks across, saying that's the 4 and that's the 2. The 4 takes the 4 out of those. That becomes a 5, 8 pair, making that the 4. The 5, 8 makes that the 3 and that the 5 and that the 3 and that the 5. The 3 looks up, making that the 5. This is a triple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's no 6 at the top. There's no 3 there. This 3 looks up, making that the 2 and that the 3. I've got 9. These two cells have to sum to 11. So 4 would need to go with 7, and I can't. So this has to be a 6, so this is a 5. This makes this a 4. The 5 looks down, making this an 8, and this is a 5. I will mark this clue as done, so I now got everything done. And now I'm down to Sudoku. This column, 1, 2, 3, that's a 4. Now, I need to put a low digit on an X, so this is a 2, 8. The 8 makes that the 2 and that the 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a 6. 6 comes out of there. The 5 looks across, making that the 7 and that the 5. The 7 looks back, making that the 3, that the 7. This is a 6. The 7 makes that the 3 and that the 7. And that is the correct solution to Fog Sandwich by Tulrak. 44 minutes it took me. How many times had that been solved? 544. That's really, really cool. That was an amazingly good puzzle. I may be wrong about assuming that a few people will just put a 1 there when they get this 13 clue. But it's the sort of thing I think a few years ago when I first started sandwich puzzles, I would have done that. I really think I may have. But that was really, really cool. These opening deductions, some of these deductions were quite tricky. I did miss the 27, 28, 29, meaning all of these couldn't be crust. That was an amazingly fun puzzle. Thank you, Tulrak. I really do appreciate that one. That was just good fun. And once again, I do want to thank the people who recommend puzzles to me. It is greatly appreciated. With recording and editing and everything that I have to do every day, well, for every day, it means that I don't get as much time to go hunting for puzzles as I'd like. So having all of the channel contributors who do that for me is just a wonderful, wonderful thing. And I'd like to say again that if you come across a puzzle that you think would be a great fit for the channel, please recommend it to me. Check my submission guidelines, which are linked as a pop-up every video and also linked below, and make a recommendation. I would just say that if you're recommending someone else's puzzle, reach out to them if it's someone that you haven't seen featured before, and make sure that they're okay with the puzzle being featured. Thank you everyone for watching, and as always, good luck with your solving.